Shugor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Ka MLA jong ka East Shillong constituency ka kong Amperin Lengdo. Henne kasngi habakran halor ka Meghalaya Regulation of Gaming Act arhajar arpaway. Kalapen pawya ka jing lingo banyo I baki ba Pyrshah, Kim Kren Eiei hakapor baki Wanrah, yakani ka bel hapok Ïingdorbar Thaw-Aiñ ban yatay. Henry Mynta hadian bakala long kumkaan kimi ban Pyrshah. Kalayat huru bana kalyang ka sorkar, kala menjor yakabel, bat Mynta kala long kaan. Kala ongru bakum kini kijing Pyrshah kamday banja. Henry kiladay ban Pyrshah yakabel, hakapor baki Wanrah yaka hapok Ïingdorbar Thaw-Aiñ ban yatay. Kakong Amperin kalayat hu bakandon kajing perking, habayaday bat ki banya benta hakani kajing yakhalay. Kalayat hu ru bahapok Ïingdorbar Thaw-Aiñ, kilayatay bat lawan rak ru, yakajing penbet yakatu katni hakani kabel. Kalayat hu ru ba kilayatay baha halor kajing yo jing mentoy, bat kajing du jing mentoy, habayaday bat kani ka gaming bill. Kala ong ru bahadien baka bill kala long an, kasorkar kan pentrey kam yaka. Kala ong ru bakat kum kajing sngot hu jongka, kani kaan kan yat syakman, ban pentrey kam. Kala ong ru bahakatu kopo bagi Wanrah omdon ka way ru kaseng kaba penpau ya kajing Pyrshah ya kani kabel.
Irony of the people of Meghalaya. When the gambling bill was brought to the Legislative Assembly, we objected. We rose, we debated, we already scrutinized that bill, but everybody else in the community was sleeping. Finally, the government on the floor of the House passed the bill, and it is therefore now an act. So I think these kinds of late reactions by civil society should not happen. We should have objected when the bill was brought to the floor of the House. Now, what are the issues that they have about Gambling Act per se? We had already anticipated that there should be strict vigilance on who are the players that will be permitted to even participate in these gamble centers. We had also asked at that time where would these centers be located. We had also asked what would be the various procedures for application of conduct of a game that will be given money in exchange of game. So these were issues that we had debated at length on the floor of the House. Unfortunately, there were just two participants when we brought in amendments to the bill, and we had debated at length about the pros and cons of the gaming bill per se in the state of Meghalaya. We did not get much support, so now we need to figure out whether or not civil society can still object to a bill, to an act which was passed as a bill in the House. See, this late reaction is something which is very detrimental to the actual understanding of how government brings in bills to the floor of the House and how public remains asleep when the bills are being debated. Once they become act, government therefore gets empowered to execute those acts. I don't know how much of a suggestion you can still give at this point of time, but to my knowledge, that act will go ahead and will permit all kinds of games to be brought to Meghalaya in the form of maybe casinos, or I don't know what is the format that the government is planning. At that point of time, we had anticipated that there would be resistance from the public. But there was not one organization that came forward while the bill had been tabled to the time that it is being passed. Nobody came forward. But we did have a very productive debate on the floor of the House. So I cannot say whether it is the right time or the wrong time, because I still have not understood what would be the details of these games that will be permitted. There are also other systems which I see will resist the setting up of these gaming centers. For example, we are a scheduled area. You will require the NOCs from the KHDC. You will require even from your darbars in the various localities. Whether or not government has sat with the stakeholders to understand the concept of gaming. I don't think there should be any right time or wrong time for something new to begin in a state. But I do know that if it means that something will be more negative for the public than positive, then government needs to sit with stakeholders to review how they will actually bring into practice the bill that has become an act that has been passed on the floor of the House, and how will they operationalize it is something I am unaware of. So I am not part of any committee either that has been formed by the government to understand what is it that this Gaming Act will do in the state of Meghalaya. So these are few things that government needs to take care so that there is no misconception, misunderstanding. But I wish the public had supported us when we objected and brought in and proposed amendments to this bill. In fact, we had also suggested that it should be sent to a select committee. But we got no support, and so that bill became an act and it is operational and legal now.